Banjo Cat, Between Two Ranges. Banjo Cat here for episode 9 of Between Two Ranges. My guest today is University of Montana professor Ashby Kinch. Ashby, thank you for being here. I'm a huge fan of Chaucer. My favorite is the Mansfield's tale. Take a cat and nourish it with milk. Best line of poetry ever written, right? It's a good line, Banjo Cat. Let's take a look at it in a manuscript. So Banjo Cat, we were talking about Chaucer and his cat quote, and I thought I'd show it to you in two of our wonderful primary material documents in the collection. The first one here is a facsimile of one of the oldest recorded manuscripts of Chaucer, the Ellesmere manuscript. As you can see, it's a gorgeously illustrated and designed manuscript with beautiful border illustration. And for every tale, at the head of each tale, a small portrait of the pilgrim who tells the tale. And so I've opened it up to the Mansfield's tale, who's the narrator that you were citing, take a cat and nourish it with milk. But one of the things we talk about is when we show students primary materials is the importance of context and the way different editions differ. So for example, I've put out here the oldest book in University of Montana's library, the entire library, is the oldest complete book, is this 1561 edition of Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, put out by the printer John Stowe in 1561. And I've opened it up to the general prologue, and here you can see the portrait of the Mansfield, different in style, using a block woodcut rather than the pen illustration here, with all of its color and beauty. Here, much simpler, much plainer, and also rather than placed next to the story the Mansfield tells, here it's placed next to the portrait in which the Mansfield is described. And in terms of context, we can go right to the tale and find that quote, and we can see the full context for it. Here it is here. Let talk a cat and foster him with milk. And there it is right there. And you can see this is the whole passage about the cat. And in fact, the story tells, the story is used as an exemplum, as this gloss tells you in the margin. It uses the Latin word exemplum, which means example or illustrative story, to make the point that cats, in fact, no matter how well you treat them, eventually revert to their natures. And the last line points out that if a mouse enters the room, the cat will shoot after it, no matter how soft its life has been. So I don't know, Banjo Cat, are you going to go chasing mice around special collections? Wow, I sure learned a lot. Well, that's all the time we have. Tune back in next week when Between Two Ranges talks with art history professor Raphael Chacon about architecture and Lego.